Hey there, Grow with Soil family. Today I'm absolutely buzzing to share something that's completely transformed how I feed my plants, and the best part? You're probably pouring the main ingredient down your drain right now. I'm talking about creating your own lactobacillus serum using rice wash water. And trust me, once you see what this does for your soil and plants, you'll never look at that cloudy water the same way again. I stumbled upon this technique a few years back when I was deep into Korean natural farming methods, and honestly, I thought it sounded too simple to work. Boy, was I wrong. The results in my garden beds were so dramatic that my neighbors started asking what magic fertilizer I was using. The answer: the same water I used to rinse my rice for dinner, transformed into a powerful probiotic boost for plants. So, why do your plants need lactic acid bacteria? Before we dive into the how-to, let's talk about why this matters. Think of lactic acid bacteria as the ultimate soil superheroes. These beneficial microbes do incredible work in your garden ecosystem. They break down organic matter faster than you can say compost, making nutrients more available to plant roots. They outcompete harmful pathogens, essentially crowding out the bad guys before they can cause problems. They also help suppress fungal diseases and improve soil structure by producing compounds that bind soil particles together. But here's what really gets me excited. Lactic acid bacteria create an environment where other beneficial microorganisms thrive. It's like throwing the best party in town where all the good bacteria want to hang out. This creates a living, breathing soil food web that does more for your plants than any bottle of synthetic fertilizer ever could. So, you might be wondering why rice water specifically. Well, when you rinse rice, you're actually releasing starches and trace nutrients into the water. These carbohydrates become food for lactobacillus bacteria that are naturally present everywhere around us, including right there on the rice grains themselves. The beauty of this method is that we're not introducing anything foreign at all. We're just, creating ideal conditions for these beneficial bacteria to multiply exponentially. The fermentation process we're about to do concentrates these bacteria into a powerful serum that you can dilute and use throughout your garden. It's really the same principle behind making yogurt or sauerkraut, just adapted for our plant friends instead of our dinner plates. Now, gathering your ingredients is honestly refreshingly simple, and you probably have everything already. You'll need about 1 cup of uncooked rice, white or brown works, but I personally prefer white for faster results. Enough water to wash it. Milk. Whole milk works best, but I've had success with 2%, and a container with a loose lid. I like to use old mason jars because they're honestly perfect for watching the fermentation magic happen. Here's a pro tip from my own trial and error. Avoid using chlorinated tap water if possible. Let your water sit out overnight to let the chlorine evaporate, or use rainwater if you collect it. Chlorine can inhibit bacterial growth, and we want to roll out the red carpet for our beneficial microbes, not throw obstacles in their way. The fermentation process, step by step. Start by placing your rice in a bowl and covering it with water. Swish it around vigorously with your hands for about a minute. You want that water to turn cloudy and milky white. Don't just give it a quick rinse, really agitate it. This is where you're releasing all those starches that will feed your bacteria. Once your water is properly cloudy, strain out the rice, cook it for dinner, nothing wasted here, and pour the wash water into your jar. Cover the jar loosely. This is crucial because the bacteria need some oxygen, but you don't want contaminants flying in. I usually just lay the lid on top without screwing it down. Now place your jar in a warm spot out of direct sunlight. Under your kitchen sink or in a cabinet works perfectly. The ideal temperature is between 70 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Here's where patience becomes your gardening virtue. Let that rice water sit for 5 to 7 days. You'll notice it starting to smell sour, kind of like yogurt, and you might see a white film forming on top. That's exactly what we want. After about a week, the smell should be pleasantly sour, without any rotten or putrid odors. If it smells rotten, unfortunately, you'll need to start over. This has only happened to me once, and I'm pretty sure my water was just too cold. Now comes the milk stage. Take your fermented rice water and add an equal amount of milk to it. So if you have 1 cup of rice water, add 1 cup of milk. Mix gently and cover loosely again. Place it back in your warm spot for another 5 to 7 days. During this phase, you'll see the milk separate into curds and whey. The yellowish liquid at the bottom is your lactobacillus serum. The white solids on top are milk proteins and fats that the bacteria have separated out. After this second fermentation, carefully strain your liquid through cheesecloth or a fine mesh strainer. That golden liquid you've collected is pure lactobacillus serum, concentrated and ready to work its magic. Store it in the refrigerator where it will stay viable for several months. Okay, so this is where your garden transformation really begins. The serum is super concentrated, so you'll always want to dilute it before using. For general soil application, I usually mix 1 tablespoon of serum per gallon of water and apply it to the soil around my plants every 2 weeks during the growing season. You can water it in directly, or hey, you can even use it as a foliar spray. Just make sure to do that early in the morning or late in the evening. Now, for composting, this stuff is absolute dynamite. Just add a 1/4 cup of serum to a gallon of water and spray it over your compost pile. The lactic acid bacteria will speed up decomposition dramatically and help control odors too. Honestly, I've cut my composting time nearly in half since I started doing this regularly. When I'm transplanting seedlings, I always give them a drink of diluted LAB serum to help them establish faster and, reduce transplant shock. The beneficial bacteria quickly colonize the root zone and help the young plants access nutrients more efficiently. So, what should you expect in your garden? The changes won't be overnight, but within a few weeks of consistent application, you'll start noticing differences. My plants develop darker, lusher foliage. They seem more resilient to stress, whether it's from heat, drought, or even pest pressure. The soil itself becomes more friable and develops that rich, earthy smell that really tells you life is thriving beneath the surface. I've also noticed fewer fungal issues since incorporating lab serum into my routine. Black spot on my roses decreased significantly, and the powdery mildew that used to plague my squash plants has become much less problematic. While it's not a cure-all, it's definitely shifted the balance in favor of plant health. Now it's your turn to grow with soil. If this technique resonates with you, please hit that subscribe button and share this with your fellow gardeners. Let's build a community of growers who understand that the healthiest plants come from the healthiest soil. Drop a comment and let me know when you try this. I absolutely love hearing about your gardening wins.